I do like watching YouTube, and one of my favourites is Matt Green. Every evening I look forward to watching his latest updates on his Project Jet Black. What an inspiration this man is.
Hello bogies, I've been watching Matt Green on YouTube and he's been posting a video almost every night on his Project Mini. He's absolutely rattling through it and I'm feeling very guilty because I have not touched Bernie for an awful long time. So yes, he has inspired me to get back into the workshop and try and continue on. The job I want to do in this video is to get the floor welded in. So, best crack on. Here's to you, Matt.
Let's get you up to date. The floor is in, but not welded in. So why is it staying where it is? Well, it's suspended by key points using brackets fabricated into the internal bracing. The front of the floor is resting on top of the toe board. The rear is resting on the rear subframe mounting panel. Before I removed the rear subframe panel by drilling out the spot welds, I constructed this jig. I drilled and bolted these bits of flat bar in place and then connected them all with box section. This means I can reattach the rear panel with confidence it's in the correct position. Have you ever noticed that Matt calls the speeded up sections of his videos slow-mo? Funny that. Anyway, I need to mark out where to drill the plug welds, so let's do some very fast slow-mo. I've had this floor pan in and out of Bernie so many times now, and although I can manage, I think I need to construct some kind of adjustable table, just to make my life a bit easier.
Right, time for dinner. Tonight we're going to have our winter squash pasta, mint and avocado chopped salad. It shouldn't take too long, in fact, it should only take 15 minutes. Right, back in 20. Right, that was all lies. It didn't take me 15 minutes. It probably took me about half an hour and probably about the same again to wash up. But, right, it's now really late. It's about 9:30. I don't want to make too much noise to upset the neighbours. Maybe...
One of my YouTube subscribers mentioned in the comments that I should buy a hole punch instead of drilling holes for the plug welds. So, that's what I did. Listen to that rain. They forecast snow, but I don't think it's going to snow. If it does, it won't snow. It's cold. Anyway, it's my lunch break. I've come home to do some work on burning, so then I don't have to worry about noise. My goal is to drill the holes in the rest of the panels that I couldn't do last night. So it's midday. Is it too early for a Stella? I don't think so. Right, let's crack on. I could not use the hole punch at the front of the panel, and I wanted to make much larger size plug welds anyway. I opted for 8mm holes using a step drill. Finally, I linished off the burrs with a flap disc and gave it all a good coat of weld through primer.
What's for dinner? A nice French ratatouille. Half an hour prep time and about an hour to cook. That should give me plenty of time to finish that job. Right, let's crack on. Right, I can't be asked to cook, so I think it's going to be a liquid lunch.
I wanted to weld the cross member to the floor before I weld the floor to the car. The only reason for this is the lack of access thanks to the internal bracing. I used the original floor as a reference, taking measurements from the gear shifter hole to make sure it's in the right position, and from the subframe mounting panel to make sure that it's square. I'm not going to weld it in just yet, as I want to test fit it one more time, just to be sure. I had some useful tips on Bernie's Facebook page on ways of installing the floor panel. These included the use of ratchet straps or just rotating the spit and plopping it on. In the end, I used a combination of both. Another top tip I gained from watching Matt's videos was spraying primer through the drill holes. It's a very easy way of marking the panel below so you know where to grind down to bare metal. Right, I'm happy with that test fit, so let's remove it and weld the cross member and underfloor brackets in place. With the toe ball marked, I used a small wire brush attachment in my drill to prep the panel for plug welding. Time for another test fit. This time I had a much larger trolley and used a trolley jack to raise the rear section into place.
New toy.
I've been keen to borrow a spot welder, especially seeing Matt do such a great job with his. The amount of prep work needed to use one is just as much, and maybe even a bit more than MIG welding. I had to remove the paint from all 4 of the 2 mating surfaces and then give the inner 2 a coat of weld-through primer. Even then, if the outer surfaces or the spot welding tips are not super clean, it won't work.
Right, that's it. The floor is finally in. It's plug welded at the front, it's spot welded at the side. I've yet to put the little closing brackets bit that goes behind the rear wings. I can't weld it to the boot floor because I'm going to replace that later. All that's left to do really then is to turn the car upside down and fit the sills, but that's next episode. So if you haven't checked out Matt Green on his YouTube channel, please go and check him out. He has been an inspiration for me, and I'll see you next time. So, ta-ta for now.